I'll be 68 here towards the end of December on the 27th. 68 years old. Never thought I'd say 35. I've been fortunate in life up to about 2003. I've been able to work my way up the ladder as high as I wanted to go. I got to where I was making about $150,000 a year, only to see it disappear overnight. That's another story. I found out that people do not want to know why they can't find jobs. They only want to know that they can or can't find jobs. But I've met a lot of people, good people, and they want to know, how are you surviving, Virgil? I mean, my only income is $1,380 a month. My house costs about $905 a month. The electricity here every month runs around $560 a month. And the water bill averages about $120, $130 a month. That's my expenses. Luckily, my insurance and taxes are included in that house payment. So my house payment is really only about $400 or $500 a month. It's the other stuff that eats your lunch, especially when you're old and you can't find work. Yeah, I know there's plenty of people out there that know it all, that say, oh, there's plenty of jobs out there. Plenty of jobs. Yeah. Go find them, buddy. Especially ones that help you pay the bills. So what I do, and this might not work best for everybody. Luckily, when I bought my house, it had a separate garage, about a 24 by 32 garage. And it's not what I would consider livable. It does have a functioning shower and sink, wash dishes, and cook stoves and air conditioners, all that. That's part of why that electricity bill's so high. Because the house has the same thing, window units and electric hot water heater and washer and dryer and all that stuff. I've got a washer and dryer in here too, come think of it. Most of the things I use in my garage are very low power, like my computer or TV, stuff like that. So, I mean, I really can't cut expenses any further. If I had the money to upgrade the air conditioning system to a new energy efficient, that might cut a lot off. I don't know. But without having about $10,000 to experiment with it, I just don't know. So anyway, I make $1,380 a month. Soon to be $1,419, I think it is, after 1st of January. It's my sole income. And my expenses are more than the income. The only reason I mention all this stuff, because I hear from a lot of people that are struggling to figure out how they're going to survive. And I'm hoping maybe me telling my story might help them. So what I did, and it was rough at first, because I got some bad renters in there. I rented out my house, and I moved into the garage. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather be living in the house. But by myself and all that, excuse me, it's just better off this way. So that almost doubles my income, because I charge $900 a month for rent and half the utilities. So I get about $1,200 a month, half the electricity and half all the rent. And I don't charge them for the trash and city water and all that. I go ahead and pay that. And the reason I did that in the beginning, because I wanted to keep the yard nice. Well, the in-ground sprinkler's gone out and all this, and I couldn't afford the damn water bills anyway. So I gave up on that. Not sick of pity or anything. I'm just trying to help you understand, especially if you're President Trump and somebody in the White House, what people are going through. Now, for those wondering about that sign over my head that says good paying jobs for Texans, Virgil the Jobs Guy, VBSenate.com. Even though I know I don't stand a chance in hell, I'm running for senator to replace Senator Cornyn in Texas. By the grace of people that put up the $5,000 to get me into the thing, because nobody is sticking up for Texans in Texas, let alone Americans in America. Nobody. Nobody's discussing the fact that Generation Z and Generation X can't find jobs. And the older guys, 45, 55, maybe 60 age range, that used to make the buku dollars, $250,000 a year or more, They're getting laid off with all these jobs going overseas. But nobody wants to hear about that. But what's happening is they have the lifestyle of a $250,000 a year income. They got a big mortgage, car payments, kids in school, all that stuff. And the only jobs they're going to find is convenience store type jobs, 10, 15, maybe truck driving jobs, maybe $20 an hour max. So they're going to lose everything unless they're extremely fortunate. But this ain't about why they're losing their jobs and all this. This is how you adapt and you overcome. And you find ways to survive. Now, I would like to experiment with adding some of this solar mini splits that I've seen here lately. It runs off solar during the day if there's sun. About $3,000 a pop. I need about one, maybe two of them. Plus about another $3,000, $4,000 worth of solar equipment. And if that works, if that was to cut down, what I've got a big old 24,000 window unit in here. Air conditioner only, no heat. So that's the biggest user of my electricity in here. I got two small refrigerators. I got a kitchen stove, but I very seldom use it. And a dryer. I use it about once a week. So that's not really too much. So replacing that window unit with a mini split that's energy efficient and runs off solar most of the time, that might knock a tremendous bit out of my electricity. Can't afford to do it though. And if I found out that works, then I'd like to replace all the window units in the house with two small mini splits and one large mini split. But there again, you're talking, I don't know, $10,000, $12,000. Well, last time I looked, I couldn't squeeze together $10, $12. So that's not possible either. But I tell all these stories because this is what people are going through. And I want people to understand what they're going through. I've already learned the hard way. You ain't going to get no empathy from 90% up because most of them are assholes. But the few that are seeking answers, this might help. As always, I'm always interested in discussing this stuff because we need to find a way to put the people of America first. Quit importing workers to take their jobs, quit sending their jobs overseas, and put America first. It's time, way past time.